You're tuning into the Fearless Fridays with Maryann podcast. As a best-selling author, certified life coach, and speaker, I created this podcast to inspire, empower, and transform you from the inside out. From time to time, you may hear a solo episode, but for the most part, we will be joined by real-life guests who have overcome adversity. But as they have done the work, today they are thriving. So grab your pen and paper as we get started and learn firsthand tips and tricks to change the trajectory of your lives so we can live a free, fearless, and fabulous life. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fearless Fridays with Maryann. I am your host, Maryann Rivera-Dannert, and today we have another amazing co-author of the upcoming anthology, The Beautiful Face of the Invisible Illness. So without further ado, let's bring her on and get started. Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. So tell us your name and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Charlotte Izzard, and I am the founder and visionary of Grow on Another Level. I'm driven by really an inspiration to help people and businesses grow to their fullest potential. And I'm an armed forces veteran as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your service. And tell us the why behind your business, Grow Another Level, and why that name.
Sure. So, growing on another level is just about that. Throughout our entire life, every time we experience different things and learn different things about ourselves, it pushes us to grow to the next level. So that's where the name came from, Grow on Another Level. So a little bit about the business. I have over 25 years of progressive experience in business operations and really a keen ability to apply cross-cultural knowledge to help people become more effective and more efficient leaders. So I take that and help people to build themselves and to better understand their own and perhaps their organization's strength of driving operations and creating strategic initiatives, cultivating that solid organizational image towards maximizing success, both personally and professionally. So I think it's imperative to build relationships that have trust and confidentiality and non-judgmental support by listening to clients and posing really powerful questions to allow individuals to discover personal strengths. So I really focus on bringing out the individual's wisdom and aspirations and developing an action plan to implement the strengths and daily activities, really encouraging being intentional and focusing on enhancing skills to develop people into stronger leaders. And then, of course, within that, I'm available for guest speaking engagements and then also an author as well.
I love that. And thank you so much for everything that you are doing and continuing to do. So in regards to growing another level, has there been something in your life at one point that you might have been stuck or uncertain that you were able to pull from that experience to, become a business owner and a coach?
Absolutely. So, we go through different transitions in life. And I went through a transition where I really lost someone very close to me, my dad. And it was almost like that was like a rude awakening, that awakening that we really don't want. But it was an eye opener that, you're here today and gone tomorrow, and stop being afraid to put that foot forward and make that move, right? To just do it. Because we're all going to make mistakes. We make mistakes along the way. But it's about learning from those mistakes and growing from those mistakes.
Yeah. What was one key thing that you learned during that process?
Appreciate time.
Mm.
Appreciate time and be intentional with what you do.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So you are an author. We connected on an anthology that has recently been released. So can you share a little bit about what your invisible illness is and what made you say yes to sharing your story?
Sure. So there's actually two invisible illnesses that that I wrote about that kind of affect me simultaneously, if you will. And the first one is Hashimoto's thyroid disease, which is an autoimmune disease that affects the thyroid. And being that it's autoimmune, basically the body believes that it is a foreign substance or a foreign object, and attacks it. And so your body is constantly fighting it and causes a plethora of things to go wrong because the thyroid is kind of like a hub for all of our hormones and things like that. So it affects mood swings, hair loss, weight, eyesight, brain fog, and the list just goes on and on. There's medication for it. Some people have to have surgery for it. And then the second illness is pseudotumor cerebrae. And what that is when there is additional cerebral spinal fluid in the brain. It gives symptoms similar to a tumor without there being a tumor. So the headaches, the eye sight concerns, pressure in the head, weight gain, things of that nature. They don't know what that comes from. And there's medications out there for that as well. And then change of lifestyle in addition to that. And so what made me say yes was a lot of people, suffer with various types. There's so many autoimmune diseases out there. But a lot of people don't talk about it because it's not something that is physically seen. So I was compelled to, share that story because it took some time for my diagnosis to come through. And I thought I was dying in the beginning. It was awful. And with pseudotumor cerebrae, that is a very rare illness as well that a lot of people don't and can get misdiagnosed often too. So a lot of people don't speak about that because it's not very common. It's not like, some other illnesses that may be out there that are more common in the world.
Well, thank you so very much for saying yes and for sharing, some of your story with us. So you recently co-authored another book. So tell us a little bit more about that one.
Sure. So the other book just launched this month. It's Joy 365, best-selling author with that book as well. And
congratulations.
It is thank you. Very exciting. And it's a compilation of 365 authors who are giving inspirational messages for each day of the year in regards to various circumstances, whether it be dealing with stress, dealing with life changes, positive changes. So it's a compilation from a variety of individuals across the world. And I believe a first of its time, having 365 authors come together to write one book.
That is amazing. That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you are on the Fearless Fridays podcast. How are you living a fearless life?
By living every day like it's your last day. I have to say that fearless for me is taking that step forward, not forgetting where I came from, and just really taking time to appreciate the person that I'm growing into because I'm not done growing. Taking chances definitely is a way to be fearless for me.
I love that. I love that. So where can our audience connect with you and learn more about you and purchase, the copies of your books?
Absolutely. So I have a website, www.growonanotherlevel.com. I'm also on Facebook, growonanotherlevel.com, or look me up by Charlotte Izzard, and on Instagram as well.
I love that.
Same name.
And yeah, I love it. Make it easy. I love that. So, any last parting words as we get ready to close out?
Sure. Just it's so important to be intentional. Don't forget to look in the reflection pond from time to time, and then be intentional about your next move. That's just so important. Be intentional.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so very much for being with us today. And I will make sure to get your links for your social medias and for your website and post it on the show notes.
Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm beyond grateful.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for listening to the Fearless Fridays with Maryann podcast. Make sure to stay connected with us, and you can find us on Facebook at MRD Empowerment Solutions, or on Instagram as Maryann Rivera Dannert. You can also visit our website at MaryannRiveraDannert.com. As always, you are fearless, you are fabulous, you are a priority, and you matter.